I was standing outside my own house in the freezing Chicago night, holding a pair of diamond earrings meant for my wife. It was our third wedding anniversary. But before I could open the door, I heard something that stopped me cold. My wife laughing. Not alone. Another man's voice was inside my house. In that moment, the 3-year marriage I believed in shattered completely.
So, I didn't walk in.
Instead, I walked away and started planning the most unforgettable revenge of my life. The diamond earrings lay cold in my hand, the chill nothing compared to the burning betrayal in my chest. 3 carats, one for every year of what I believed was a happy marriage. I stood outside our front door while the harsh Chicago wind cut through the night. But I wasn't listening to the city. I was listening to the sounds inside my own house. My wife's laughter drifted through the door. Once it had been my favorite sound. Now it was mixed with another man's voice. That was my anniversary surprise, standing on my own doorstep while my world fell apart. If you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let us know where you're watching from and what time it is where you are. It's always interesting to see how far these stories travel. My name is Michael. For 3 years, Jessica meant everything to me. We first met in a small cafe near Millennium Park. From that moment, life felt like it had its own beautiful soundtrack. But now that music had turned into a painful, clashing noise, I slipped the earrings into my pocket and walked away. The freezing air against my face helped distract me from the storm inside. I needed evidence, clear, undeniable proof. The next morning, Jessica felt like a stranger. Her kiss goodbye was quick. Her eyes avoided mine. She casually mentioned that she'd been at a late-night yoga class. The lie came so naturally it frightened me. I began quietly. I installed simple tracking software on her phone and a key logger on the laptop we shared. It felt wrong, like I was betraying the person I used to be. But the man I once was had been married to a woman who apparently never existed. Soon the messages appeared.
His name was David.
They had met at her new marketing job. Their texts were filled with sugary compliments and explicit descriptions of their time together. They even joked about me, my work hours, the way I prepared my coffee. Each message felt like a sharp piece of glass pushing deeper into my heart. They met for client lunches at the Purple Pig on Michigan Avenue. They shared drinks after work at rooftop bars overlooking the Chicago River. The city I loved, our city, had become the stage for their affair. The pain was overwhelming, but something else slowly formed beside it. A cold determination. I wasn't simply going to walk away. I was going to tear apart the life she believed she was cleverly creating. I stopped acting like the caring husband. Instead, I became almost invisible in our home. Always polite, but distant. When she asked what was wrong, I gave a tired smile and answered, "Just work stress, honey." The more detached I became, the more confident she grew. Soon she started complaining about money, even though I was the one earning most of it. "We really need to save more, Michael," she would say. Meanwhile, I knew she was spending money on expensive presents for David. But her complaints gave me an opportunity. I contacted my lawyer, a ruthless professional I'd known for years. Together we created a new trust, quietly transferring my premarital assets and a large portion of my income into it. Legally, everything was secure. Jessica wouldn't be able to claim a single dollar. Then I prepared the social trap. Jessica's parents loved me. They were traditional people who valued loyalty and family above everything. Her father, a retired executive, had even helped me land my first major promotion. Jessica had been planning a huge celebration for her 30th birthday at an upscale art gallery in the West Loop. She saw it as her big social moment, surrounded by her new professional friends and both of our families. It was the perfect stage. For weeks, I carefully collected proof, text conversations, GPS records from her car showing that her yoga studio was actually David's apartment complex in Lincoln Park, and credit card statements for hotel stays she claimed were work trips. I even hired a private investigator for one day. He captured clear photographs of them kissing outside a restaurant less than 10 minutes from her home. I organized everything into a single digital folder, tidy, complete, and devastating. On the night of the party, Jessica looked stunning. She moved through the room gracefully, accepting compliments while holding onto my arm. Occasionally she squeezed my hand and whispered that she loved me. The hypocrisy felt poisonous. David was there too. She introduced him as a colleague from work. He shook my hand confidently, wearing a smug smile and a hint of pity in his eyes. He had no idea he was greeting a man who had read every message they had sent each other. Jessica's father stood up first to give a speech. He spoke about love, dedication, and how proud he was of his daughter and the life she had built with me. The room erupted in applause. Then it was my turn. Jessica looked at me with bright, excited eyes, expecting a heartfelt tribute. I stepped toward the microphone. Behind me, a large screen displayed a slideshow of cheerful wedding photos. I spoke calmly. Thank you all for coming tonight to celebrate Jessica. She truly is an extraordinary woman. In fact, she's so extraordinary that she has managed to live two completely different lives at the same time. A few uneasy laughs spread through the crowd. Jessica's smile began to fade. I pressed the remote in my hand. The wedding picture disappeared. In its place appeared a screenshot of a message. Can't wait to get away from Michael this weekend. The text read, he's so boring.
Click.
A photograph of Jessica and David passionately kissing.
Click.
A hotel receipt under her name. Room 42.
Click. Click. Click.
Gasps echoed throughout the gallery as the screen displayed message after message, photo after photo, and GPS maps showing where she had really been going. I didn't shout. I didn't need to. The truth was already speaking loudly enough. Jessica's expression shifted from confusion to shock, then to pale horror. Her father stared at the screen, his face filled with disbelief and anger. David tried to quietly leave, but several of Jessica's uncles stepped in front of him, blocking the exit. I looked directly at Jessica and spoke in a calm, steady voice. Our joint bank accounts were frozen this morning. My attorney has already filed the divorce papers. You can keep the apartment, but my name will be removed from the lease at the end of the month. Everything you're wearing and everything you own was paid for by the man you called boring. I paused. Happy birthday, Jessica. I placed my wedding ring on the podium. The soft metallic sound echoed through the silent room. Then I turned around and walked out of the gallery without looking back, leaving behind the ruins of the life she had built on lies. Outside, the cold Chicago night felt fresh and pure for the first time in months. Her perfect image was gone, her reputation shattered, and the future she imagined had disappeared. Revenge is building a good life, and mine had only just begun.